well, easy come, easy go. And it is time for this thing to be gone. Dan here, DD Speed Shop. Now, when I say it's going away, I don't mean I've sold it or anything like that. We're at a point now where it's February. The car is mostly together, running, driving, lights work. We're waiting on interior, just the seats to be redone, but that's not really a huge issue. In the mail, I had just gotten the relocation kit for the rear end and whatnot. Now I figured I'd do a little video, kind of bring up speed, because there's a few things that have happened which are kind of working against me a little bit, and we got to get it in there, because otherwise the car will just go away and no one will really understand what the heck happened. Which I know usually I'm so good at keeping things, concise and in a row and planning, but anyways. So I have the kit to swap the springs and do all that, and I got the shock brace. That's all fine. Well, that 12 bolt I dropped off, I had mis-googled, and the carrier will not work with any sort of decent gear ratio on this thing. I think I'd only get a 308, maybe was the highest, or wherever you want to look at it. Maybe using a 2 something. So it needs a new carrier, ring and pinion. I don't know if the pause unit can switch over. In that 12 bolt Chevy that I got with this thing originally, it is too wide, so it needs to be narrowed, which means axles. The adds up in a hurry. Now I know everyone's screaming for it 8.8, and I hear you. This thing's kind of old school cool, and I wanted to keep it old school a little bit with a 12 bolt, maybe even a 9-inch. What I really like is a Oldsmobile rear end. That was like the hot ticket of the day, but those are rare, and even rarer to find parts for if they break, the real issues. So that's why just a Chevy 12 bolt, if it does take a cav on it, we can fix it. Now, I've come to the point where a lot of you guys, and myself even, I've kind of fallen in love with this stupid Nomad. I've lettered it up, I own it now. I'm not just getting rid of it in the near future, is I kind of want to take it on Power Tour instead of that 56 Chevy wagon we've been working on, which is a hassle. Because all of the overdrive, sorry, I'm a little sick there. All of the overdrive stuff and highway stuff have gone in that damn 56. We built that with the LS, the overdrive, the rebuilt 10 bolt. It's dialed to be on the highway. It's a Chevy truck basically underneath a 56 Chevy body. And now I want to take this, which is a carbureted small block with a turbo 350 and a stock rear end. But I think this would stand out a little more on the tour, just stand out more on the tour. I guess that's all there's to say about that. So, I don't know, I'm conflicted because it needs overdrive. Now, if I'm going to spend money on overdrive, I fall in love with this car. I'd really like to put a stick shift in it. Now, I can go a few different ways. It's all about the money. I have a Super T10, so I could do Super T10 with a gear vendors. Look for an aftermarket 5-speed or any sort of 5-speed, I guess, to put in this thing. Again, they're not giving those things away. So that'd be super cool. And then, again, the rear end is just a matter of spending the money. And I'm not against it. The car's probably worth it. So do I spend the money? And this is where you guys can chime in. Do I spend the money and buy the transmission, get the rear end done? And then if I ever do sell it, either I got asked top dollar because I got a lot of money into it at this point, or you sell it as a roller, pull the motor trans rear end out, and that will bolt in any Tri-5 Chevy. The rear end would then bolt into any Camaro or something out there, same width. And then as well as, small block Chevy and a stick shift, I will find use for that. So that's where I'm fighting that one out. But does it add up in a hurry? Because we're talking now a rear end to be a few grand to get all dialed together. Transmission, I think just the transmission alone is like $3,000 American, plus clutch, bell housing, screwing around, all that sort of stuff. Or gear vendors, so it's $3 grand. I don't have a bell housing, scatter shield, nothing. So you're rapidly $6,000, $8,000 into this thing to then go spend $5,000 or $6,000 to go on a road trip. So it all adds up in a hurry. But that's where we're at for this thing. So currently it's running, driving done-ish. It just needs a few final tweaks, and if it stayed in this exact form, became a around town cruiser, it's a big win. It's a matter of, do we want to spend the money and make it a little more highway friendly. I really want to drive right from my door all the way down to Atlanta to start the power tour, and then do the tour, and then drive around home. I actually like to go, maybe leave a car down there and do for try 5 nats, or go back for that. But do the math, it's 26 hours of straight drive time just to get down to the start of the tour, which I know people do come further, but that's 2 full days of driving. I think overdrive would be nice just around sanity. The cost of fuel is the cost of fuel, but buzzing the thing at 3,500 RPM for 26 hours straight times 2, that's a lot. Anyway, so this thing is going out for a little bit, and the plan is, the next upcoming videos, everyone's been on me, so it's going to happen. We're bringing Danielle's car back. So Danielle's car is a 57 Chevy Bel Air 4-door, 2-door conversion. That was the first car that kind of got the channel going, and it kind of got us kicked off, you know, a year into the channel, and that's what, you know, we got put on Bang Shift and a few of those things, and really gained some traction and a bunch of viewers, and kind of went from there. So that car has a lot of sentimental value to me. It's Danielle's car. I gave it to her, and I rubbed all sorts of parts off of it over the years to build everything else that's been going, and I feel like I have to get that thing back on the road for her. I told her I would, and I've been slowly and surely been collecting parts. So that's what we're going to do. So in the next couple of videos, I have 2 small block Chevys. I have one I've never run, so I'd like to test that one out, see how it is. I've collected a few things. We have a set of bucket seats. I found headlight buckets, motor transmission drive shaft. We have all that. I ordered a brand new wiring harness. I want to put that in there for her, so it won't be anything there. I got proper glass for it. When I did the 2-door conversion on that car, the back glass was just plexiglass that I screwed in there. It had no garnish moldings. I got a brand new set of garnish moldings for it. I don't know what else I took from it. But I've got a lot of 57 parts. I've been kind of keeping the better stuff for her. And if you know what, at this point, if I need it and I don't have it, I'm just going to order new, like lenses and all that sort of stuff. It'll be all new for her. That thing has a sway bar. I think it's got stuff. I might order a steering column, a tilt column, so it's easier for her to drive. But it's a really nice car. And it's just going to be plain Jane small block. I do have in the other garage, one of you guys, Tommy, had sent me a Atomic EFI. I think that's going to go on there, so it'll be fuel injected. I got a set of fender well headers for it, which that's kind of a me thing, but do that. I have a set of 15x4 skinnies up front, and then we'll just do a set of steels out back, so kind of have like a gasser-ish look, bone stock, easy to drive, and I think it'll be the ticket. So that's coming up right away. Next couple of videos, we'll be bringing that thing home. Another thing, we were talking about this car. I know I've been whining, and people have been letting me know about it. So this car started off just an absolute shell, insert picture, and we did a lot to it, and metalwork and all that was fine. That cost a few dollars, but that's like any car. Quarter panels and all those sort of things. It was the little trinkets, little bits of trim and the glass and the Nomad only things that cost you an absolute fortune. And a lot of people had asked in the comments, is it something I would do again? Well, I'm in a very unique situation. I'm also not that bright, so I would do it again tomorrow. I'd buy a shell of a car and put it together, and just it's the way it's going to go. Now, I built this car, and I don't know how long it would have been if you just took the months together. It's been a year since I started on it till where it is now. But, I mean, it's probably 6 months or so of screwing around with it, give or take, maybe 5. To get it to kind of, you know, if you were to work on it straight. A lot of people would take years to do it, and paycheck to paycheck and all those sort of things. I do have a little bit of YouTube income, which went into that thing, which is fine. It's cool. But my recommendation would be, and a few people have actually sent me messages about Nomads, and they're looking for them, or some people are selling them, and how much should they sell them for, and all that. So you got to be really aware, and this goes for all cars, not just the Nomad, but trim, depending on the look you want. If you want to go back kind of stock, original looking, trim. I can't say that enough. Interior bits, if it's 1 year only things, really be aware of that, because otherwise you're kind of screwed. Now, again, I have a lot of Tri-5s, so when I got this thing, it was in bits and pieces. Well, I had a lot of 55 stuff, so even though it has, 55 sedan bumper on it, it's not correct. I had it. It was free. It'll go on there, a whole license plate, and it looks fine. And we'll carry on. If you had to buy an actual wagon bumper, 1 year only on wagons and Nomads, hard to find. A lot of guys like to put them on sedans, so it moved the license plate off the tailgate onto the bumper, so they're sought after anyways. So you're either probably buying a repop, which I don't even know what that would cost, or trying to find a used one. No one's giving them away, right? So be aware of those things. If you're looking for a car, in today's market, stuff costs a lot of money. Parts are expensive, they're hard to get, all that. I would, if you're trying to make a driver, if you want to make a project out of it and you're trying to, put it on YouTube or whatever, and you want a little bit of, fictional drama, buy a basket case. It'll give you all sorts of headaches. But if you're looking for something that'll be, kind of a driver you can get together fairly easily, I would recommend searching, saving up a few more dollars, and spending more to start with, and go from there. So I mean, like I said, this covers $3,000 as an absolute basket case. There's actually one couple provinces over. It's too much money. I think it's $15,000, but it's complete. It's 57, so not 55, but it's complete. I believe it has all the glass. There's no pictures inside, so that's a risk. But it's complete on the outside. Has all the stuff. The glass is in it. Has all the trim. Has all that. And I think it's $15,000. Needs floors. Needs all sorts of work. But I tell you, by the time you start piecing out all the little trim, all the glass, all that, you can have $5,000 in trim and glass before you knew what happened, and if you can find it. So keep that in mind, all the little spears in the back, the clips, all that stuff. So buy a project that is as far along as it kind of can be, unless you have parts or know you can get parts. So that's that. So we're going to work on that. We got the 57 coming in. I got a little bit of stuff to do in the tow truck. I want to get that ready. I haven't been working on that very much, just been putting miles on it. So it needs a little bit of love. We got to test fire a couple motors, see what we have there. And then that wagon still needs a bunch of work. So that's the plan. I think that's all I really have. Pause. We're back. I had to check my phone, make sure I didn't miss anything, so I wrote it all down what I want to say. So that's that. This thing's going out. The next couple of videos will be in the other garage, I think, and then, like I said, the tow truck, I want to add some service body stuff to it, make it more of a, I want to have a service truck, so I also want, and might as well have a service truck and a tow truck all in one. So we'll get going on that one. Let me know what you think, if you'd like to see this on Power Tour or make the trip, or if the four-door wagon. Everyone I talk to keeps saying there's a lot of wagons on Power Tour, which is right. I saw them, and I thought, well, it'd be really slick driving a wagon. You have all the room for your gear and all that. You don't see any Nomads. People aren't stupid enough to drive these things. I think I saw one last year on Power Tour, and it was gorgeous. But if you saw the nicest one on Power Tour, you might as well see the crappiest one the following year. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I am looking for a truck. I'll put a clip in here. This past weekend, I was out west, helping another fellow small YouTuber, Zip Ties and Bias working one of his old hot rods. He needed a little bit of help. He was a little unknowledgeable about some things, so of course I had to, go out there on my own dime and stay at the Zip Ties Ranch and show him how to do things. But while I was out there, I made sure, because as you know, the last thing I got from old Peg Leg there was a quarter panel, which he decided to rip off with an excavator. I checked on my Cummins motor. So Peg's a great guy, and when I hit the 100,000 subscribers, he graciously gave me a 12-valve Cummins motor, which my plan is, I'm trying to keep it a secret, but you know what, the cards are on the table at this point, because I've been looking for a vehicle and I can't frickin' find one. What I want to build is a 73 to 79 Ford, or some sort of square body, extended cab, or crew cab, or whatever it is, two-wheel drive, 3/4 ton, and put the Cummins in it, and put bulletproof driveline on it, zero mechanical issues, or it'll be 100% mechanical, I should say, and then we can go anywhere we want, tow stuff, it'll just look cool, versus, we got a newer pickup, but it doesn't have the same vibe, towing an old car with a new truck. So I'll insert a little clip there of that motor right now, and thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, enjoy whatever we do next. I don't know what it'll be, I might change tomorrow. Oh, basically anywhere you go, these idiots are with you. Now, I think this is where it is. Oh yeah, man, sea can of doom. But the lighting out here, out of town. I still don't pay for it or something like that, but this is a can you built a little while ago, put a little track in it and stuff like that. So this little girl right here, man, she's mine. Put my name all over it. Now, hopefully you don't flatten it, and I still gotta find myself a truck. I am currently looking. If any of you guys have one, or know of one, and you're somewhat local, or it's in really good shape, I'm looking for a like 73, I think, to 79 Ford, 3/4 ton, prefers a super cab, or square body, 2-wheel drive, 3/4 ton, maybe even a Suburban. That's what we're trying to do. So I've been trying to not necessarily keep it a secret. I thought by now I'd be able to find a truck, but it is a freaking nightmare to find anything right now, I tell you.